Hello everyone, myself Arbajit and today we are going to talk about Vincent van Gogh, who was a famous painter. And let's start with the story. Actually, when I when I heard about this, I was amused by the passion and the beauty he holds and how much he loves painting and what he has done, what are the hardships that he faced to follow his passion. So, Vincent van Gogh was a very poor person, and actually, his brother provided him money to eat. His brother gave him money in such a way that his brother will give him money for 7 days, and again he will give him money for 7 days to sustain, to survive, like for the food, for the basic needs, basically the food, and a single piece of cloth can sustain. If you have two three piece of cloth, it can sustain about a year or so. So basically for the food, and he has a small cottage where he lives. He had a small cottage where he lived. So how actually, what he does was, he purchased food for 3 days, and he actually starved for the other 4 days. Why he starved for the other 4 days? Because with the money that was left with him, he used to brought canvas, paints, colors, and brushes, and he used to paint for his passion, for his love, and likewise he sustained for years. He used to uh, eat for 3 days, and for the another 4 days he used to paint. Everything told him that he was mad, that he was like don't fit in the society, what he was doing, stuff like that. So likewise he sustained for many years, and he painted everything that he wanted to share, that his soul wanted to give to this world. And sometimes the soul's hunger is greater than the body's hunger. The soul's needs, the spiritual needs is greater than the physical needs. And likewise, one day he thought that everything that he wanted to share with this world, everything that he wanted to paint, everything he wanted to put on his canvas was done. And that day he committed suicide after leaving a small letter that what I had to say I have said, what I had to paint I have painted. There's nothing more. And done. He ended his life. So actually I'm not promoting like self harm or something like that, but he actually surrendered his comfort for his love, surrendered for his passion, and he lived for meaning. He didn't live like us, going to a job, having a meal 3 times a day. He had the day he had food, he had one time or 2 times at max, and he prioritized his love, his art, more than the physical needs. And by this story, we understand that spirituality, purpose, passion, love, all these things is not a basic need for humans. अगर ये ना हो तो भी चल जाएगा. It's not like that the three basic needs roti, kapda और मकान. So अगर ये ना हो तो भी चल जाएगा. But there is a difference between bliss and lack of suffering. And we actually mix this both together and we think that lack of suffering is actually blissfulness. Lack of suffering is actually joy. And see, if this world haven't produced Michelangelo, if this world haven't had Michelangelo's sculptures or Kalidas uh, poetry, then there would be nothing changed in this world. वो चलता जैसे चलता रहता वैसे ही चलता रहता ये दुनिया कोई like it wouldn't be a massive change, but once you will immerse yourself in those beautiful arts, in the poetry, in the sculptures, you would understand the depth and you would understand blissfulness, joy. And see, there are many like mm, there are many rich people, wealthy people. They have got everything they need. They have everything they need. They can buy anything they want. But there is still a lacking, a void, a emptiness in the code. So that's why you would see that there is a transition of like the people who have conquered everything in this world, in this outside world, they would turn spiritual after that. There can be many kings like Ashok or etc. I currently can't remember the names, but there are many, many. सब कुछ पाने के बाद भी लगा कि सब कुछ तो नहीं मिला. And that was true. Their inner finding, their self realization, Atma Gyan, was not fulfilled. So they went for that journey. And there is another story. There is another beautiful metaphorical story. I would say. So it's a story about a king had two sons. One is Gyan and one is Prem. See, the metaphors are coming from now onwards. At the starting of the story, you can see the metaphors. One son named Gyan and the other son named Pyar, love and intellect. So the king was very much confused that he wanted to he wanted to choose among his two sons that who will be the future king, and he was so confused that he thought of giving them a task that who have performed well would decide that who will be the future king. And the king called both of his sons. Both were uh, very much obedient, very much capable. So both of them came and they stood before the king. The king said that, look, son, I am very much confused. So I will give you a task, and this will who will do it better will decide that who will be the king after me, who will rule the kingdom. Because this is a very responsible job, and I am giving you 5 years. Go to each and every mega city, go to each and every place which is developed and which are flourished. Go there and build one of your home there. You have to go to each and every mega city and build a home, right? Build homes in every major city. So the first son, Gyan, took a massive army, a lot of resources, wealth, because you need wealth, right? To build houses, to buy lands, acres of lands, you need wealth, and in cities, you need that. He took wealth, he took army, resources, what else, uh, etc. And he headed towards one of the city. And the other son, Pyar or love, just went empty handed to another city. And after 5 years, they both came into the palace. Uh, Gyan came fully exhausted, tired, like his resources was completely over. He was into loans or debts and exhausted, drained, and defeated. But at the same time, Pyar came with a smile in his face, with a blissfulness, a charismatic character or attitude, you can say. And the king said, yeah, that you looked that you have worked very, very hard. It looks that you have worked very, very hard. So, how many homes you have built? Yan replied, I have built 14 homes, and they are beautiful, they are huge, astonishing. You can check, father, if you want. And Pyar told that I haven't built any home. I just focused on making friendship with people, talking to strangers, touching their hearts. And in every city, I have hundreds of homes because the home of every friend of mine is my home. I consider it mine because they are my friend, and I have traveled across many cities and there are thousands of homes. I haven't built, I have got. He uh, Pyar shared meals with the strangers. He laughed, he talked, he enjoyed, and there. So the king then decided to give, like the king, after his tenure was over, will be Pyar because he have excelled in that performance, excelled in that task beautifully, and he enjoyed it as well. So the moral of the story is, see, this is a fictional story, as all we can understand from the names of the character, from the lessons that it is presenting before us, and stuff like that. So real kingship is not about territory. It's about how many hearts you have touched. It's about how many souls you have healed, and that is the beauty, right? So there is another story, the last one indeed. Once there is a in a like what is that called where saplings or small plants are being sold, nursery, right? Once in a nursery a rich man came and he was looking uh, for all those flowers and stuff, and what he looked suddenly was a small plant that was not so beautiful, but it neither had flowers, and every other plants that are around that had flowers and stuff like that. So the rich man wanted to buy the unique plant, and he asked the owner of the nursery that what is his price. The owner said 1,000 rupees, and it was a story long back. So that time 1,000 rupees in Indian currency was equivalent to today's 5,000 rupees, you may say. So what happened was the rich man said, why it was so expensive. The owner told that this tree only gives a flower once in every 12 years, and many people don't take it, and it is very much rare, exceptional, because it needs so much time and you need so much patience to have that. So but the rich man have a like clear long term vision, and he was a patient man, calm man, and he took it for 1,000 rupees, and he went back to his garden, and he had a very beautiful garden, and he had 2 to 3 employees like gardener to actually look after that, and he actually personally took care of that plant, or the plant that give flowers 12 like once in 12 years. And what happened after about 10 years, already the 2 years period was in the nursery. After 10 years, one beautiful flower was bloomed in a full moon day, and the whole city came to see the rare flower in that man's garden. And the man was surprised that so many flowers each and every day fills up my garden, but no one comes to see. But today, the whole city came just to see a small flower because it was rare, it was unique, it was exceptional. Under the full moon, it looks beautiful. And that is the power of uniqueness. That is the power of patience. So, uh, what does this story wants to take the lesson from? The flower is not like the others. It was enlightenment. This, the flower, was here referred to as enlightenment, metaphorically. Rare, mysterious, timeless. We should not chase the cheap. Don't expect divine experiences to arrive daily. The most sacred things in life take time, patience, reverence, and silence. Wait for your 12-year bloom. So nowadays we need everything super fast. We need a packet of chips within 10 minutes, uh, like Blinkit or Zepto. We need everything, a pizza under 30 minutes. But we have forgot the power of patience, the power of reverberance and silence that we require in our life. So I think that's it. That's it for today. If you are still here, thank you for listening to the stories. Orkujatide signing off.